Hello and welcome to our channel. I'm James.
And I'm Hannah. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Today we're talking about something very practical, how to talk about your everyday life in English.
And we're keeping this at beginner level, so if you're around A1 or A2, this is perfect for you. Even if you're a bit more advanced, this is great for revision.
Exactly. We all need the basics, don't we? So, Hannah, what are we covering today?
We're going through a typical day. We'll start with waking up in the morning, then talking about meals, work or study, free time, and finally going to bed.
Brilliant. And we will give you simple sentences and phrases that you can use right away. No complicated grammar, just useful everyday English.
Before we dive in properly, James, why do you think this topic is so important?
Well, think about it. When you meet someone new, or when you're chatting with a colleague, what do you talk about? Your day, right? What you did, what you ate, where you went. It's basic conversation stuff, but it's absolutely essential.
Absolutely. And if you can't talk about your daily routine, you'll struggle with even simple conversations. So let's fix that today.
Perfect. Right, let's start at the very beginning, the morning.
So, James, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
Honestly, I hit the snooze button about 3 times.
Same. But let's teach our listeners how to talk about this properly. So first up, the basics. How do we say when we wake up?
Simple. You can say, I wake up at 7 o'clock, or maybe I usually wake up at 6:30.
Notice we use wake up. That's a phrasal verb. It means to stop sleeping and open your eyes.
Right, and after you wake up, what do? Maybe you get up, which means you leave your bed and stand up.
Exactly. So you could say, I wake up at 7, but I don't get up until 7:30.
That's me every morning. Right, after you get up, what happens next?
Well, most people go to the bathroom. You might brush your teeth, wash your face, or have a shower.
Let's give some examples. I brush my teeth every morning. Simple, yeah? Or I have a shower before breakfast.
We say have a shower in British English, by the way. Americans might say take a shower, but both are fine.
Good point. Now, after your shower, you probably get dressed. That means you put on your clothes.
You could say, I get dressed quickly because I'm always late.
Are you calling me out?
Maybe. Right. So we have woken up, got up, had a shower, and got dressed. What about breakfast?
Ah, yes, food, the most important part of the morning.
Let's talk about how to say what you eat. It's really simple. You use have or eat with your food. For example, I have cereal for breakfast, or I eat toast and jam.
You can also say what you drink. I drink coffee every morning, or I have a cup of tea.
Notice we say a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, not just tea or coffee on its own when we're talking about one serving.
Right. And if you don't eat breakfast, you can say, I don't have breakfast, or I skip breakfast.
Exactly. So let's put it all together. James, can you give us a full example?
Sure. I wake up at 7 o'clock. I get up and have a shower. Then I get dressed and eat toast for breakfast. I drink coffee with milk.
Perfect. That's a really natural way to describe your morning. Simple sentences, easy vocabulary.
And that's the key, isn't it? You don't need fancy words, just clear, simple English.
Absolutely. Right. Shall we move on to the next part of the day?
Let's do it.
So after breakfast, most people go to work or go to school. Let's talk about how to describe that.
First, how do you get there? Do you drive, take the bus, walk?
Right. So you might say, I go to work by car, or I take the bus to work.
We use by when we talk about the method of transport. By car, by bus, by train, by bike.
But we say on foot if you walk. I go to work on foot.
And we use take with the bus, the train, the tram. I take the train to work.
You could also say, I drive to work, or I cycle to work if you go by bike.
Nice and simple. Now, what about when you arrive? You might say, I start work at 9 o'clock.
Or if you're a student, I start school at 8:30.
And what do you do at work or school? You can keep it really general. I work in an office, or I study English and maths.
You don't need to go into loads of detail, just the basics. I work on a computer, or I have lessons in the morning.
What about breaks? Everyone loves a good break.
Yes, you can say, I have a break at 11, or I eat lunch at 12:30.
For lunch, it's the same as breakfast. I have a sandwich for lunch, or I eat pasta.
And if you want to say where, you can say, I eat lunch in the canteen, or I eat at my desk.
Right. And then what about finishing? I finish work at 5 o'clock.
Or I leave work at 5:30.
Let's do another full example. Hannah, can you give us one?
Of course. I leave home at 8. I take the bus to work. I start work at 9. I have a break at 11 and eat lunch at 1 o'clock. I finish work at 5.
Brilliant. Really clear and easy to follow.
And that's exactly how you'd tell someone about your day in real conversation.
Exactly. Right. What's next?
Let's talk about what you do after work or school, free time.
Ah, yes, the best part of the day, when you can relax.
So what do people do after work or school? Well, you might go home, right?
Yeah, I go home at 6 o'clock, or I get home at 6:30.
And then what do you do at home?
Well, you might cook dinner. I cook dinner every evening, or I make pasta for dinner.
We use cook or make when we're preparing food. You could also say, my partner cooks dinner, or I don't cook, I order food.
Take away every night?
Sometimes. Right, so you have cooked dinner, then you eat. I eat dinner at 7 o'clock, or I have dinner with my family.
After dinner, most people relax, don't they? So what can you say?
You could say, I watch TV after dinner, or I listen to music.
Or maybe I read a book, or I play video games.
These are all really simple sentences, but they're so useful. You're just saying what you do.
What about hobbies or going out?
Good question. You might say, I go to the gym 3 times a week, or I meet my friends on Fridays.
Or I play football on Saturdays, or I go to the cinema once a month.
Notice we use on with days, on Monday, on Friday, and we use at with times, at 7 o'clock, at night.
Really important prepositions there. Now what about ending the day, getting ready for bed?
Right, so you might say, I have a shower before bed, or I brush my teeth at night.
And then I go to bed at 11 o'clock, or I usually go to bed late.
We say go to bed, not go to the bed. Little detail, but important.
And finally, you might say, I read before I sleep, or I watch something on my phone.
Then I fall asleep around midnight. Fall asleep means you start sleeping.
Lovely. Right, let's do one more full example, this time the evening.
Go on then, James. You do this one.
All right. I get home at 6, I cook dinner and eat at 7. After dinner, I watch TV and relax. I go to bed at 11 and fall asleep quickly.
Perfect. Really natural, really simple.
And that's how you describe your whole day, from start to finish.
So we have covered the main parts of the day, but let's give our listeners some extra useful phrases they can use.
Great idea. These are little expressions that make your English sound more natural.
First up, how do you answer when someone asks, how was your day?
You could say, it was good, thanks, or it was really busy.
Or maybe, it was fine, or not bad.
These are really common answers, short and simple.
What if someone asks, what did you do today?
You just tell them, I went to work, then I went to the gym.
Or, nothing much, I just stayed at home.
Nothing much is a really useful phrase. It means you didn't do anything special.
Right. What about talking about plans? How do you say what you're going to do?
You can say, I'm going to meet my friend later, or I'm going to cook dinner tonight.
We use going to for future plans. Really simple structure.
Or you can say, I have plans this evening, or I'm free tomorrow.
I'm free means you have no plans. You're available.
Exactly. What about asking someone else about their day?
Easy. Just ask, how was your day? Or, what did you do today?
Or, did you have a good day?
These are all really natural, friendly questions.
And remember, you don't need perfect grammar. Just speak clearly and simply.
Absolutely. Communication is the goal, not perfection.
Right, so we've given you loads of vocabulary and phrases today, but how do you actually practice this?
Good question. I think the best way is to talk about your own day out loud.
Yes, even if you're alone, just describe your morning routine in English. Say it out loud.
You could say, I wake up at 7, I have a shower, I eat breakfast. Just practice the sentences.
And write it down, too. Write a few sentences about your day every evening. It helps you remember the vocabulary.
Another tip, find a language partner, someone who's also learning English. You can ask each other, what did you do today, and practice answering.
That's brilliant. Real conversation is the best practice.
Also, listen to how native speakers talk. Watch TV shows, listen to podcasts like this one, and notice how people describe their daily routines.
You will hear the same phrases again and again, and they'll become natural to you.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Seriously, mistakes are how you learn.
Absolutely. No one expects you to be perfect. Just keep practicing, keep speaking, and you'll get better.
And remember, the vocabulary we have taught you today is used every single day by millions of English speakers. It's not fancy, but it's incredibly useful.
Couldn't agree more.
Right, James. I think that's everything for today.
Yeah, we've covered loads, haven't we? From waking up to going to bed, plus all those useful little phrases.
We really hope this helps you feel more confident talking about your everyday life in English.
Remember, it doesn't have to be complicated. Simple sentences, clear ideas. That's all you need.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe to Talk Amiir for more English lessons like this.
And let us know in the comments, what time do you wake up? What do you have for breakfast? We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks so much for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Keep practicing, and we will see you next time.
Bye!